Hi everybody, wishing you a very good morning. This is Vidisha Vitlani and I am here today with another live session. I hope you guys are home, I hope you guys are safe and I hope you guys are doing really well. And at the same time, as I expected and as I instructed, I hope you're utilizing all this time to prepare for your IELTS exam because this is the right time to do so, right? So today's session is very interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to work on lexical resource, that is vocabulary. First of all, understand why is vocabulary important in IELTS, how can we improve the vocabulary, and what kind of vocabulary is needed in the IELTS exam. Okay, now for your writing and speaking, there is this section called as lexical resource. Where is it? It's in the band descriptor table. Okay. Now, in this band descriptor table, you will see that for those who have 7 to 8 bands, it is mentioned that the candidate has used this word skillfully and flexibly and has used some uncommon words. Okay, has showed a wide range of words. Now, what does this statement mean? The statement is given in 8 bands, and what does it mean? In simple words, I would like to tell you that this only means that one, you have not repeated words. Secondly, you have chosen specific words for specific things. So I always tell in IELTS, see, it's never about the heavy words. It's not about the heavy words. What is really important is making sure that you use the correct word at the correct place. Understand this? Correct word at the correct place. So I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. Let's just say that growth and development, okay, technically mean the same thing unless and until if somebody is into economics. I know the difference between the economical definition, but they mean the same thing, right? Now when I'm talking about these two things, I am saying a city is growing, a city is developing. Which sounds better to you? A city is developing, right? So that is the appropriate lexical resource. Of course, a city is growing unless and until you have a different context to it. But normally you will use city is developing. Now let's come to the other side. The plant. The plant is growing or the plant is developing? The plant is growing, right? So very two simple words, but correct usage of it. Now see, let's just say the word important. Okay, I have a lot of use of the word important in my essay. Now what am I going to do? This is important, this is important, this is important, this is important. Don't do that. Why do you want to do that? This is important, it's essential, it's mandatory, it is pivotal, right? Crucial. So I'm not saying use heavy words. I'm not at all saying use words which are very heavy. I'm saying keep changing your words. I'm saying don't repeat the words. Another thing, don't repeat the words from the question in your speaking interview. For example, if the examiner is asking you, do you like this? Do you like music? Make sure you don't say yes, I like music. Turn it around. Absolutely, I am very fond of music. So like, very fond of. Very simple words, but different words. So what happens is you're showing a range of words. You're showing your range. Okay. That is one thing, range. Another thing is not repeating words from the question. Third thing is uncommon words. Now, if I am saying the demand is decreasing, it's a common word. Yes, it's a common word. Now, I'm saying the demand is alleviating. What kind of word it is? It's uncommon. Basic words. I'm not saying the words, what you have to do is, the demand is increasing, the demand is surging. So, how do you do this? What I do is, I select 10-15 words which I use repeatedly. Like alleviating, surging, elevating. Elevating is increasing. I'll give you the list though later on. But yes, I keep a few words like this. Okay. Apprehensive, skeptical. These means doubtful. So I keep such things. Okay. Now I make sure that I keep on using them in every essay. So instead of saying the demand is decreasing, I would say the demand is alleviating. As simple as that. I would just substitute the word. So what happened is I was able to use uncommon vocab. Okay. In this way, we've got 3 things. We've got range. Okay. We've got your uncommon words. The third thing that we've got is not repeating the words. Okay, now the fourth and the very important thing is topic specific vocab. Now see, what is topic specific vocab? Topic specific vocab means that there are certain words which are used for only certain things. For example, I was reading this essay on plastics and somebody had mentioned BPA free, a very common thing, something that we know of, but it doesn't strike us to use it. No, that is called as topic specific vocab, which you have to use. For example, if I'm writing an essay about education, if I'm seeing an essay about education, and you have written pupils, you've written cognitive skills. What does this mean? This simply means that you have used your topic specific vocabs. Idioms. Now see, idioms you can use when you're speaking, but again, one thing, don't stress over it, because I again select 3-4 and I keep using them. I don't make a fuss out of it, because while speaking, sometimes you want to remember these things, you don't want to remember these things. So yeah, it's okay. Read. When it comes to idioms, it's fine. Okay, so again, how are you going to make sure that you get marks in your vocabulary? Range, no repetition, uncommon words, topic specific vocabulary. One more thing I have to tell you is the fifth one, that is collocations. Now what are collocations? Collocations are couple words. Adjective plus noun, adverb plus verb, noun plus noun. So if I'm saying school of thought is collocation. If I'm saying the demand is increasing, instead of that, if I say the demand is increasing rapidly, so increasing rapidly becomes a collocation. It's very simple, it's very easy. So 5 things we're going to take care to improve our lexical resource. Let's repeat that for the one last time. 1, you're going to display your range. Secondly, you're not going to repeat. Third, you're going to use uncommon vocab. Fourth, you're going to actually go for topic specific vocabulary. Every topic, technology, education, children, make sure that you know a few words. Fifth, you're going to use collocations. Okay, now I'm going to start with the list of words. So I'll give you a few words and I'm going to tell you the meaning of it, and with each word we'll make sentences. If you're seeing this video later on, you can post if any word you don't understand. You can post it in the comment box. We'll do it and I'll give you the words for it. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so the first word that I have to give you is affable. Now see, whenever you're describing a person, how would you describe him? You would describe him friendly. So let's do few words to describe people. So affable, A-F-F-A-B-L-E, affable. Affable means friendly. Amiable, A-M-I-A-B-L-E, also means friendly. So 2 words that mean friendly, affable and amiable. So I know a friend whom I'm going to talk about today, and he's very affable. Okay. Now, almost the opposite of this. Almost. I'm not saying exactly. Almost affable is almost opposite of affable is obnoxious. What does the word obnoxious mean? The word obnoxious means somebody who is very rude, somebody who is like I can say my neighbor is very obnoxious. She just keeps shouting. So obnoxious. Okay, O-B-N-O-X-I-O-U-S. Okay, obnoxious. So we have 3 words by far to describe a personality. One is affable, the other is amiable, the third is obnoxious. So 2 describing that a person is very friendly, 1 describing a person is rude. Now same thing to describe a person. The 4th word that you can use is meticulous. Meticulous means somebody who is the perfectionist. Her work is meticulous. She is absolutely meticulous when it comes to work. Everything is done to the T. To the T means perfect. So meticulous, M-E-T-I-C-U-L-U-O-S. Meticulous means somebody who does something perfectly. And the 5th word that we are going to actually go for is we'll do, I think, chivalrous. Chivalrous means somebody who has a lot of courtesy. Chivalry, chivalrous. So yeah, remember this. So spelling of chivalry is C-H-I-V-A-L-R-Y, chivalry. Okay. So we have 5 words for describing a person. 2 friendly, that is affable and amiable. 1 is obnoxious, which means rude. The 4th one is going to be meticulous, which means perfect. And the 5th one is chivalrous, that means very polite, somebody having a lot of courtesy. Have you got this? Yes. Please make sure that you take notes of these words because I think they are very important. Okay. Now let's go for another words. Now we'll do random words. I'm going to tell you the meaning of it. Okay. Now for these are 2 words that I'm going to tell you: alleviate and elevate. Okay. The spelling of the word elevate is ELEVATE. Remember the elevator. The elevator goes up. So elevate means going up, rising, increasing. ELEVATE. So another word for this is surge. SURGE. Okay. Now the opposite of this is alleviate. 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 So elevate means to go up, so increase, and alleviate means to go down, that is decrease. So we are going to do alleviate, elevate and alleviate. Elevate, alleviate, elevate, alleviate. Remember this, okay? And the meaning of the word elevate is to surge or to increase. Have you got this? Another word here comes is dwindle. DWINDLE. Dwindle again is to reduce in numbers. So I can say the population of kangaroos in Australia is dwindling after the bushfires. DWINDLE. Dwindle again is to reduce in numbers. Okay. Okay. Now let's go for one more word. Pivotal. PIVOTAL. Pivotal means something that's very, very important. So, for example, computers are pivotal in our day-to-day life. PIVOTAL. Okay. The next word is bolster. BOLSTER. Bolster means to strengthen. So I'll tell you where I use this. This is very important. Take a note of this. I'll take a use of this, and there are several reasons to bolster my opinion. So several reasons to bolster my opinion, to support or to strengthen my opinion. So bolster. Okay. The next word is dissent. 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 Now what does the word dissent mean? The word dissent is exactly opposite of the word assent. Okay. The word dissent is exactly opposite of the word assent. Assent means to agree. Dissent means to disagree. Okay, if you want to agree to something, there is one more way to say it. I second the notion. I support the notion. It means I vouch for it. So to second for something or to vouch for something technically means when you're agreeing for that. Okay, so you have to be careful with that. So there are 2 words. One word to disagree. I dissent. Okay. DISSENT. Assent means to agree. Same thing. I second the notion means to agree, right? And I support the opinion is also agreeing. I vouch for it is also agreeing. Okay. So this you can use in your opinion based essays. Okay, then there is myriad. MYRIAD. Almost all of you know this. That means many. Then there is plethora. It also means many. Okay, then there's multifarious, again meaning many. So plethora, myriad and multifarious, all 3 of them mean many. Okay, now the next one is yearn. 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 What does the word yearn mean? The word yearn means when you wish for something very badly, it means yearn for something. So she was desperately yearning for a good car. So when you're wishing for something very badly, it means to yearn something. Okay. The next one that we're going to do is zest. Zest is someone which is full of enthusiasm. that she has a zestful personality is that she has a very lively personality which is full of enthusiasm. Again, something that's banal. Banal is something that's very ordinary. So I can say I'm done with the banal conversations. I'm done with the ordinary conversation. That means banal. B-A-N-N B-A-N-A-L. Okay. There's one more word, skeptical and dubious. That means you're doubtful about it. Skeptical and dubious. Skeptical and dubious means doubtful. So you can say that I'm really dubious whether I'm going to pass this exam or not, or I'm very skeptical about his view. I'm very doubtful about his view. Okay, so we have two words for doubtful, that's skeptical and dubious. Guys, I want you to be noting this down, and hence I'm going very slow with this. I'm not repeating the words what I said from the top. So please make sure that after this video you make sure that you create notes, because these are the words that I use very often and they're very easy to use. You can just flaunt your vocabulary like that. So it's very simple. Okay. The next word that we're going to do is arduous. This is again something that you can use very often. That's A-R-D-U-O-U-S. That means something that's very difficult. So you can say, I think it's really arduous for me to really work hard these days because I'm very lazy at home. So arduous means something that's difficult. Again, let's go for more words. We're going to work on it. Petrified. Now, to be petrified means to be scared of something. So, for example, I was petrified when I saw the accident. So, petrified means being scary. Okay. Let's go for more words. Okay. Condemn. The word condemn means to actually oppose it, to go against it, or to give punishment about it. So we've done like a pretty whole lot of words which will be actually useful to you, I believe, because these words are like very, for personality, for places, for situations, randoms. I've told you where to use these words in your essay, especially words like dwindle, bolster. You can use words which I gave you for personality. And I think the only way to improve lexical resources, whenever you write an essay, okay, you've written an essay. Now check how many words have you repeated. Have you repeated a lot of words, or have you not repeated a lot of words? If you've repeated a lot of words, after that, open your dictionary. I use Merriam-Webster's personally. Find out synonyms. Find out whether these synonyms can be used or not. You literally can't do that. Take one synonym and just put it in another, because there are sometimes like the words cannot be replaced. So it's very important. So yeah, you have to do that. Another thing that you really need to make sure is that you use those words very often. Unless and until you use those words often, the problem is you will not be able to use it regularly. That is the main problem, I feel, because it just can't happen that you're sitting in your exam and you have all the words in your head. It doesn't happen. Same thing while speaking, it doesn't go like that. So you really have to be careful with that. And these are the list of words. These are very few. If you want more list of words, if you're done with this and if you've been using this over and over, what you can do is you can go to YouTube. You can type vocab pop-up, vocab pop-up. In our IELTS channel, you'll see videos of me. There will be 3 words per video, and the video is very short. You can just make a note of it. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, there's this note which is given below, which describes the words and its meaning and the statements. You can take a note of them as well. Make sure you press the like button when you see those videos, because that really motivates me. Then another thing that you can do is for idioms. Same thing, it's written idiom pop-up. If you go for that YouTube page, and you'll get it. It's very important. It's very easy. So it's really needed that you actually use these words very often. It's actually you have to understand that these words are really important to increase your score, because just as important as grammar is, vocabulary holds 25% of weightage. However, make sure that you don't use heavy words unless and until they're not needed. You use the correct word at the correct place. That's something that's really important. Even if the words are simple, even if the words are repeated, it's best to write the correct word at the correct place. If you're using the wrong word, however good the word is, it's not going to give you any marks. So I hope this session was interesting and I hope this session was useful. I hope to see better words in your essays and in your speaking exams, and I hope you get very good scores. This is the time when you guys are home, and it's really interesting to learn new words. So make sure that you learn new words and make sure that you use them in your sentences. Whenever you're using in your sentences, we have a Telegram group called IELTS tutorials. You can add them there and you can post it there. I'll be happy to help you. We have our one-to-one sessions you can book if you want to prepare. This writing correction service available, the webinars are available. So whatever way you want me to help you, we're always there for you. Aussie's group is always fought with with great preparation for you guys, and we still have a lot of things pending. You can take special grammar vocab sessions, whatever would work for you. And I hope this session was useful to you, and I'm going to go sign off and come back with Saturday. If there's any topic you want me to cover next Saturday, please post it in the Telegram group, or please contact IELTS tutorials and we'll be happy to help you. If you really like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this. Thank you so much, guys.